Good day and welcome back to another Gekishin Squadra video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at which units would be cool to come to Gekishin Squadra and what kind of roles they would be in. So obviously we know for Season 1 we have a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, got a Destruction Topper and a Go Tanks. What's cool about Gekishin Squadra is they seem to be using different transformations of characters and also different forms to do different things. Like Super Saiyan 2 Goku turning Super Saiyan 3 is still a damage dealer like standard Goku, but they could potentially change things up in the future. For now, in terms of the damage dealer role, I think we have some pretty exciting options that could potentially come in the future. We could have damage versions of Hit. We could definitely have some incredibly powerful versions of Kaioken Goku, because right now we only have a Kaioken move. We don't really have like a Super Kaioken or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, both of which would be some pretty cool, interesting DPS options to run. And I think if you look at DPS, there's multiple versions of Frieza, and there's definitely tons of versions of Broly, so damage dealers could be really awesome. But in the tanks is more where I see Broly and Frieza. If we take a look at like Frieza, Golden Frieza is screaming out to be a tank in Gekishin Squadra. And there's definitely a version of Broly that has to be a tank, for sure. That huge muscular frame, the big unit size, definitely be something really awesome. And in the same way, we could have a standoff Super Saiyan 2 Kale, who could also be a tank. I think also if we look at like Ginyu Force units, for example, you could have Raccoon, could be a tank, that would be incredibly awesome. You could have some really interesting movie characters as well. Android 13. You could also have, for example, potentially units like Garlic Jr. So it's going to be really exciting to see what roles and versions of these characters they use in what specific kind of functions in the game. Because you could have a Broly that's a damage dealer but also a tank, and that's really awesome. You could have a transforming Android 13. You could have a trio collection of units. You could have a Paragus that uses Broly to attack. There's tons of super interesting ways they can kind of play and move around these things. I'm super keen to see where they put Bardox. Will they have some tanky Bardox or damage dealer Bardox? Will they have some cool technical characters like Fidel? Belma would be such a cool, interesting technical character to have. She uses her technology or things around the field. So I really think there are some great options that we could have all over the place. But in terms of tanks, I think Broly and Golden Frieza probably my favorite picks to go for. And then finally technical, I've mentioned one or two. Videl, Belma I think would be absolutely awesome. I think some really interesting technical options, maybe for example we could have something like Yamcha, could be a great technical character. I think Chaozu could be an interesting technical character. I think technical could also be multiple versions of different characters. Great Saiyaman, for example, could be technical, whereas Ultimate Gohan might be more of a damage dealer. We already see Gotenks as a technical character because of how different his moveset is. So there's definitely the possibility for a Kami or a Piccolo fused with Kami. Any kind of character that introduces some kind of new control mechanism. Definitely Master Roshi could do so with his special mechanic, where she stuns people with her grenades could be interesting. Master Roshi with the Holy Seal. There's tons of really great options for technical characters, and I think that would be something really where you could expand the boat quite a lot because of all the different unique techniques, and you could use it to highlight some of the really unique techniques in Dragon Ball. That's it for me. Let me know your thoughts.